everybody, and welcome back to the 2025 Disability and Neurodivergence special on GDQ Hotfix. My name is Anarchy, and we are, of course, raising money towards the Autistic Women and Nonbinary Network, which provides community support and resources for autistic women and gender nonbinary people through disability justice, gender and racial equity, and neurodiversity and trans liberation. Their goal is to dispel stereotypes and misinformation that causes unnecessary fears surrounding an autism diagnosis. By supporting community initiatives, providing aid, and individual support, AWN is working towards autism acceptance and disability justice. You can find out more about them at awnnetwork.org. But with that, of course, we are raising money for them. And did you know that you could get some cool stuff with your donations? So if you donate $5 or more to AWN Network, you'll be able to get a heart badge on Twitch. The $5 one will be a cute little pink heart badge. If you donate a cumulative $50, you'll get a green one, and then $100 you unlock a dual pink and green one. So you get some cool swag while you are donating to charity. So you can click donate to charity under the stream where the subscribe button would be, or if you're on mobile, you can also type !donate in the chat to get your heart badge today. Also with that, with your donations, we have a new incentive to kill Andre the Blacksmith in the upcoming Dark Souls run coming up. So with that, you've got about 30 minutes to meet that. Our milestone number we are looking for is 7,300. So we got about another 100 and some change to go there. So make sure you get your donations moving. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to karlgerm with Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition any percent. So good luck and take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anarchy. I'm karlgerm. Hello, everybody. I'm going to just kind of get right into it. Before I jump right in, I do want to say that this is Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition, which is slightly different than the Dark Souls Remastered, if you're familiar with that game. The glitches are different. It works completely differently, so that's important to keep in mind. We are starting as Pyromancer, which is very important, and I'll get into more details on that. And the gift that we're starting with is the Master Key. But we're going to go into this run, which isn't the fully most optimized Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition speedrun, but this is kind of a more beginner-friendly route that is still extremely optimized. So Anarchy, I probably will be yapping as much as I can the whole time, but if we get any donations or anything, feel free to cut me off, because we are here to raise money for AWN, and I could honestly talk about Dark Souls nonstop forever, so please feel free to cut me off. But we're gonna get started here on PTDE, and let's go. And time is gonna start when I take control of the character, so I'll kind of count it down. We'll do 3, 2, 1, start.
Good luck.
And then I didn't hit start, but that's fine. So this is Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition, and like I said, this isn't the current world record route. This is one that I like to showcase because it's a little bit more accessible, it's a little bit more beginner friendly, and it's still relatively difficult. So we're gonna go ahead and first thing you'll notice is that when I am on a ladder, I'm going to be doing some menuing here. And anytime I'm opening a door or doing something of that nature, you'll see that I'm kind of hitting the start button and just doing a little bit of menuing. Now, you may have seen other routes of Dark Souls where we kind of start out with the black fire bombs. And if we do start out with those, what we will typically do is just throw them right at the first boss right there. But in this route, we are not starting with that, and we actually have to fight the boss. And the reason for that is because we need to start with the Pyromancer to get some specific items that we need for the Wrong Warp glitch. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just bait out this boulder right here. And we're going to talk to this guy to get the item to just get the key to get out of here, and we're going to make our way up to the first boss fight of the run. I'm going to run here, and oh, is there... I think there might be some tech issues. Let me know if... I think I might be...
Hey chat, welcome back. Sorry about those tech issues, it happens to the best of us, but that is fine. We are here for the 2025 Disability and Neurodivergence special on GDQ Hotfix. We are going to get right back into Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition. Karl, take it away.
Alrighty, we're just going to start over and pretend like that was not the case. So we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. And shout outs to Tech Crew for taking care of that. It wouldn't be a marathon without a little bit of tech issues, right? But I think we're all smooth sailing now. And yeah, like I was saying before, this is Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition. Different glitches than remastered. And the first thing that you might notice is that I'm going to be climbing a ladder here. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to bring up the menu, and I'm going to be doing, unequipping all of my armor, because having armor on makes us go slow. We don't want that, and you may have seen in other runs before, in other Dark Souls runs, you may have seen runners start with the black firebomb, so where we would just run up here, throw a couple of them, and kill this first boss. We don't do this in this. We don't do that in this route. We need to start as the Pyromancer class so that we can get the Fireball spell that you can see on my HUD right here. And we also need to get the Pyromancer Flame, which we'll be grabbing in a little bit up here. And so that means we got to fight the first boss a little bit more like developer intended, but it's got a really cool optimized strat that I'm going to be showing off. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I don't have anything on my left hand. Since we have to go up this way anyway, we're going to bait out this boulder. It's going to break through that wall. We're going to talk to Oscar here. He's going to give us our Estus flask, and he is also going to give us the key to get out of here. And now we just got to go and kill the boss. But before we do that, there are these very annoying enemies who like to get in our way. If you were going through this casually and just killing these guys, it really wouldn't be a problem, but I'm going to roll out here to hopefully bait out this guy coming here. I'm going to run on this wall, bait out that attack, avoid this guy, and now here's the first boss. I'm going to go ahead and do a jump attack, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to equip the Pyromancer's Flame. We didn't get the double hit there, but that's fine. We'll just have to throw an extra fireball here. We're going to avoid that attack after queuing up the attack. And he knows it's a marathon, so he's doing the slowest thing he possibly can. So we did the jump attack there, but that is perfect. First boss down, and we are on our way. And now we're going to be coming up to the first area of the run, which it's kind of like, we just finished the tutorial, now we're going to the easy first area of it, but in a speedrun, it's really rough, especially because Pyromancer starts at level 1. Okay, so I just opened up the keybind settings there, because typically, if you get to Firelink Shrine, there will be a dialogue thing that says, like, in Lord Ran, you can level up at bonfires. We already know that as speedrunners, and when that text is up, we can't actually run, and we want to run, so we bring up that keybind settings so that we can just skip that dialogue. I also rested there, more as marathon safety, because this next area at level 1, all of these enemies are pretty aggressive and we don't have a whole lot of health. So we're going to want to make sure we have as many heals as we possibly can. And I do have 2,100 souls right now, and I can use that to level up, but I need to purchase some things. So I do not want to level up. So we're going to be level 1 for a little while here. So it's a little stressful, but I think we'll be okay. I've been through this part of the game a couple of times. So we're going to talk to this merchant right here. We are going to buy the rapier. We're going to get the east-west shield. We're going to buy the short bow. Wait, did we actually get the... hang on. I'm just going to check here and make sure I got everything that I need, because the menuing was a little scuffed there. We did not. Okay, perfect. Good to know. We're going to purchase the... that's marathons, baby. And then we are going to get as many wooden arrows as we can. And we're on our way. So a little bit of scuffed menuing there, but that is completely fine. You also may have noticed that I ran through a dragon there. We're going to see him a little bit later. He normally would stagger you, but if you're blocking when you run into him, it's a very minor stagger, so you can actually just sort of run through him. We used to kind of roll through that, but that was a little bit more precise, and if you missed it, you lost time, and I think pretty much everyone now just kind of shields their way through that. Okay, so we are still level 1, and we are coming up to the second boss of the run. I'm gonna just jump that obstacle right here. And hopefully, if all goes well, there's like a 70% chance that this will go well. And it's a marathon, so you know that means it's gonna go well. But we gotta fight the Taurus demon here. and we're going to try and use a developer intended strat. Oh, I got stuck on the thing there. We're going to jump here. We're going to drink. We're going to roll. We're going to backstep, and hopefully he does what we want him to do. And of course he didn't. Why would he do what we want to do? So we are now going to do a bit of a backup strat where we're just going to kind of fight him more in the intended way. But not too much to talk about in this fight. I'm just going to be using this gold pine resin in order to fight this enemy up here. So if we have any donations that you wanted to read out while I'm fighting this, that would be a great time for it.
I sure do. I do want to celebrate that we have hit that milestone to kill Andre the Blacksmith.
All right.
So great job, chat. We had a bunch of donations to help get us there. We had $100 from Frostwad, so thank you so much for that. We also had $50 from JFan64, $5 from SpaceyL1, who once again congrats on that Dark Souls 3 run from yesterday, and then we had $10 from Random Sum. So all of that is going towards the Autistic Women and Non-Binary Network. So we all really, really appreciate it, and thank you for getting that milestone met.
Thank you all so much. I'm going to take a minute here and thank everyone as I close the game because this is an old game. This is Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition, and I just got hung up in the menu. That is something that doesn't usually happen, but it's a marathon. It's the tech issues, so we're just reloading the game. I had to close it down. I have to reopen it. That is something that is literally, it's not an instance of like that's never happened before because it did happen to me once during practice, but that is fine. I think everything looks good on OBS. Everything looks good there. I was trying to optimize and equip my bow and my arrows here for the next segment here, and I think the game is just so hype that everyone is donating that it just had to kind of crash on us there. So thank you so much. Shout outs to Frostwad as well, who is my fiance. Thank you so much, everyone who donated. That's amazing. I can't believe it. Okay, so now we are going to try and bait this dragon down. What is happening here? Okay, the game is being really strange. Now this is a moment of that's never happened before. Okay, hang on. We're gonna quit out here and hope for the best because this is one of those things. Let me close the game one more time. And I'm going to also close Steam. And yeah, if Anarchy, if you could just talk a little bit more about the charity, I think now would be a good time. Sorry for the tech issues. It's an old game. It's a marathon. You know how it is.
I sure do. Well, that's all right. I'm always so glad to talk about the Autistic Women and Non-Binary Network, which seeks to respect the many ways that people can be different from one another, also advocating for equality through disability justice and transformative justice, and promoting the neurodiversity paradigm and celebrating everyone's autistic identities. Their support includes meetups, community events, and aid for individuals who are facing adversity. By sharing information, their goal is to build acceptance and understanding about disabled and autistic people, as well as empower the community to fight for disability, gender, and racial justice. You can learn more at awnnetwork.org, and also you can donate. Even though we've met that milestone, we are still raising as much money as we can to support them. So you can use the donate button under your Twitch stream, or you can also type !donate in the chat.
Alrighty, and we are back on track. And right now we're going to cut this tail by attacking it 3 times with the pine resin, and officially the scariest part of the run is kind of behind us, because that is a consumable that we needed to use, and the fact that we didn't get the quick kill on the Taurus demon was a little bit stressful, but what I just did there was, you can see that I have the gold pine resin active on my right-hand weapon, and if I go and two-hand the bow, like I just did, that actually gets rid of the pine resin. So we had to shoot the dragon to get him to come down so that we could cut his tail, and we need to use the pine resin there. So luckily, it works out that we get 3 of them, so we can use 1 to kill the Taurus demon, 1 to cut the tail, and it doesn't leave a whole lot of room for error, and there was sure a lot of error so far in this run, but that is totally fine. I just hit that elevator because I know how this run has been going so far, and between now and getting to the next bonfire, which is about 5 feet away, anything could happen. And if we die, we would have to run all the way through that area again. And I'm going to be honest, GDQ, I do not want to run through that area again today. So we're gonna just get ready to do the next glitch, which we're gonna wait for this guy to attack. We're gonna parry him, and we're gonna riposte. And now, if you watch Spacey L1's Dark Souls 3 run, you might be familiar with the death cam that we get in Dark Souls games. That is what this wild camera angle that you see here. I was able to clip into the stairs ever so slightly and hit what we call a death cam plane without hitting the actual death plane. So right now, Dark Souls thinks that I am falling to my death, so it gives me this cool, like, top-down Link to the Past style camera. I'm also going to level up my dexterity to 12 here, and because of that, the game is like, oh, Karl, he's cooked. Karl is unk, he is chopped, he is dead. We don't need to load any assets in this next area because he's dead. But it is only a death cam, so we can just run into Sen's Fortress without actually having to, like, ring the 2 bells to open up the gate. Now, interestingly enough, we will have to ring those bells in a little bit, but it's a lot faster for us to just immediately go here and then ring the bells later. So there's some routes where we don't have to ring the bells at all, but you guys will see what I'm talking about. And this is Sen's Fortress, which, if you played the game casually, you might remember this area. It's kind of traumatizing the first time anyone plays, but lucky for us, everything is on a cycle, and since we quit out right at the beginning, we kind of know everything that could happen. We know that boulder is going to hit that snake that's trying to attack us, and we're just going to, like, casually run through, and it's actually a pretty pleasant part of the run, which is interesting. And speaking of that cycle, we're going to go ahead and jump here, and we're going to quit out as there's a boulder that's about to come careening down on me, and it's gonna... I think it would one-shot me, because we might not be level 1 anymore. We did level up, so now we are level 4, and we are coming up to the 3rd boss of the run. And this next one is a doozy, and it's going to be the first instance of what we call the move swap glitch. So I made sure that I have my weapon in my offhand right now. I toggled away from it so I could punch that snake out of the way, and we're just gonna get our stamina back here as we run through here. Gonna check our menuing and make sure everything's good. Okay, so I'm gonna try and explain the move swap glitch now. So you can see in my left hand I have a bow. In Dark Souls, at least Dark Souls 1, bows have a unique property where they're the only weapon that can be two-handed on your left hand. So you'll see here I'm gonna jump and I'm gonna queue up using two-handing the bow. And what I'm going to try and do, which I almost did there, is while running and jumping, I'm going to queue up two-handing the bow and quickly switch from the bow to the Drake sword. So we kind of, again, we confuse the game, and we start two-handing a weapon in our left hand that shouldn't be possible. And you just saw there I attacked that enemy and hit him twice. We're going to use really good use of that. I'll explain it after this fight, because this fight is extremely precise, so going to take a little bit of serious time here. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2. We didn't get the RNG that we want, but... Oh, now he does the attack that I wanted him to do last time, so we're going to wait this out a little bit and... Okay, we need to... I think he's got like one more hit until he staggers. I just need to make sure he's in a good position. This should work. Every boss knows it's a marathon. I'm afraid of the next couple bosses as well, so... And he's down. Okay, so that did not go according to plan, but luckily I've been speedrunning this game for a while, and I have failed that boss many times, so I've gotten really good at doing the backup strats. Basically, we need to do over 400 hit points of damage to his ankles, and with the Drake sword, we're able to do a running attack and hit him twice. And we have to do, like, I think, like 4 rounds of hitting him twice in order to get him to that. And it may look like that was kind of a nothing fight, even though it didn't go perfectly according to plan. But that is one that I used to hate so much, when I first started running this until it kind of clicked and I understood, like, we need to have him in a perfect position to get that developer intended quick kill. Okay, so now we're gonna level up our endurance to 18 and our strength to 27. And now we're at a whopping level 26, which is the only, like, leveling up that we need to do in the route. I'm gonna do some marathon safety leveling up for the rest of it, just to make the, you know, make it a little easier on us than it has been so far. I can use all the help I can get, frankly. But yeah, this next part of the run is more or less just me running through an area and trying to get it. We don't have any fun zips like an Elden Ring, so we're just going to be running through Anor Londo and making our way to the next boss, which surely will go better than any of the other bosses that we've fought so far. So yeah, if there's more you wanted to talk about with the charity, or if any more donations came in, that would be a perfect time for it.
Oh, surely. Yeah, once again, we are here at the 2025 Disability and Neurodivergence Special here on GDQ Hotfix, raising money for the Autistic Women and Nonbinary Network. They are doing their best to provide community support and resources for autistic women and gender non-binary people through disability justice, gender and racial equity, and neurodiversity and trans liberation. We are exclusively using the Twitch charity tool this event as part of Together for Good 2025 on Twitch. So if you would like to donate towards AWN, you can click the donate to charity button underneath the stream, which is where the subscribe button usually would be. Also, you can type !donate if you are on mobile to donate that way. But yeah, you're getting a lot of love in chat, so don't worry about it. We all have, you know, our marathon looks, so I believe in you, Carl. And
oh yeah,
we're gonna have a great rest
I've done plenty of marathon runs. I've kind of expected all of this. That's why the estimate is where it's at. But that's great, because that means we have more time to raise money for such an important cause. So you might have saw me quit out a couple of times there. One was because I am chopped and cooked and bad and just fell off the platform that I've run across multiple times. That one's on me. But the other one was because I tried doing a cooler jump that is a lot more precise and difficult than just running to the end of the rafters there and jumping. I am going to quickly just heal here because things have been going a little sideways. I'll take all the marathon safety I can get. That's why we took that marathon safe bonfire at the start. These enemies love to be extremely annoying as well. This one's probably going to try and attack me, so I'm going to just roll here. And I turn the camera back here so I can see if they're going to throw stuff at me. There is an audio cue that you can also listen for, but I'm bad with the audio cue. Despite the fact that I am a musician, you'd think I'd be better at audio cues, but we're just going to run through here. This is another notorious area in Dark Souls 1 with these archers, but hopefully things will go okay, and we can, if we have to, we can use the Drake Sword here. Seems like we might have to do that, and we'll see the first use of the R2 attack of the Drake Sword that just pushes him off like it's nothing, and we're on our way to the next fun boss that I love to fight, especially during marathons. So I'm gonna take this bonfire. Typically we would take only this bonfire. We would just run right here, and then we would do all of our leveling up, but it is a little bit more comfy to level up at the start of it and you know, actually have some levels and not just... Another benefit is if I were to die at any point here, I would have ended up back at Undead Parish, and I would have had to run through Sen's Fortress again and do Sen's Gate skip, so we don't have time for that. We're just going to take all the safety bonfires because it's a marathon. Okay, now I'm going to do what's called a confirmation box dupe. So I just queued up using the homeward bone, and then I hit start, so you can see I have the homeward bone there, and I just used it, but I still have it. And I have one less Estus flask than I used, because the way that Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition works is you can queue up actions, and when you hit start, it remains queued up. So I went to, at a certain frame, I went and used the homeward bone and opened up the inventory and instead went to use the Estus flask. So it used the consumable Estus flask there in order to, instead of the consumable of the homeward bone. So it's just an easy way to do a dupe. I'm gonna heal here because we're coming up on a boss, and I've also been doing what we call the still move swap, which I'll explain in a little bit after this next boss that a lot of people know. There's actually a strat to freeze the AI of this boss, but I do not do that because it's pretty difficult. Okay, so he's jumping. That's what I expected him to do. We're going to just quit out and start this again. That is the RNG that you want to see them open up with. But this fight it's very likely to kind of go sideways. So now it'll be a little different because we don't get the opening cutscene, and he's doing that attack again, so we're just going to do this and run. And the nice thing about the Dragon Tooth item that we just picked up is that it takes 2 hits to stagger a boss. Most bosses in this game will stagger in 2 hits with the Dragon Tooth, so we can use that to our advantage since we're doing 2 hits immediately. We're going to go 1, 2. We're going to take 2 steps so we know when we can start running again. He just jumped and got what we call hyper armor. Now he's doing his shovel attack. That's fine. We're going to hit him again. He's hyper armoring through everything. We're going to just let him do his thing. He's trying to show up for GDQ chat. I don't blame him. Oh, 3 hyper armors in a row. Amazing. He's jumping all over the place. He wants to see everyone in chat popping off for him. And we got 1 hit left, and let's see if we can get it. And okay, that went poorly, but we didn't die to them, so that's better than some other marathons that I've done. And since we're waiting on this elevator, I can just drop all the trash items that I have here. Like, I don't need the hand axe anymore. We still need the Drake sword for one thing, so we'll keep that, but...
Real quick.
Okay, so now we are... Sure, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to mention the poll for the ending that's going to be in chat in a moment, where you can choose the ending for this run. You can either choose the Link the Fire ending or the Dark Lord ending for the end of this run. So make sure you get your votes in as well as your donations for AWA Network.
Yeah, get those votes in. Okay, so now we are going to warp and go to Firelink Shrine. So we just did all of that, Sen's Gate skip, getting there, so that we could get that item, which is the Lord Vessel, which is technically the only item that we need to beat the game. And now I'm just going to do a little leveling up. We need to get to, if we have 25 endurance, we're able to make the next couple of bosses a little more manageable for us. But I am going to equip the East-West shield that I picked up, like, 15 minutes ago at the start of the run from that merchant where I bought all of my other items as another just kind of safe strat for this next area where we're really pretty overpowered for this boss in terms of DPS, but we're still not like super leveled up. And this next room has a lot of like low-level enemies that get a buff from this enemy, the Channeler enemy, which you can kind of see up here, standing looming there. And it's pretty annoying, so we're just going to take this shield to potentially block that guy from attacking us. And more importantly, these 2 guys who are not doing their attack. Normally they'll like, if you're on a PB pace, those guys will be attacking you immediately and just kill you as you're running through. But the shield makes it a little easier. And I'm going to try and use the move swap and chain it off of the animation of finishing climbing the ladder. Oh, I got so close each time, but now I can explain the still move swap since we have a little bit of breathing room. So I'm going to block, and then I'm going to open up the menu. I'm going to equip the bow, and now if I turn backwards towards the camera, my character will start two-handing the bow, so I can use that and fail it because I'm explaining it, of course, but fail it again, which is great. There we go. So that's an easier way to do the move swap. It's not dependent on doing the rapid inputs that the fast move swap will do. So that is kind of it's a lot easier with the female character model just because of strange, like, slight animation differences. Oh, nice, we got the gargoyle helmet. Cool. That's a rare drop. That does not affect the run at all unless it, like, changes your inventory. No, it seems good. But yeah, so the AI break that I was talking about with the Ornstein and Smo, that kind of depends on you being able to always hit the fast move swap, which is like very precise. It's like, I don't think it's quite frame perfect necessarily, but it's a lot of timing and rhythm that I have a habit of not doing particularly well, and especially if you're like on a PB pace and the nerves are there a little bit. So having the option to do the still move swap is really helpful for beginners, and that's kind of just why I play as this. Okay, so we're actually good on levels right now. We're gonna equip the Drake sword one last time, and I think we did meet the Andre killing incentive, right?
We sure did.
Good. So Andre's a real homie. He's awesome. You might be wondering why that's the incentive. But it's because while going through all of these runs and everything, I'd like to have an incentive where we kill NPCs if donations come in for them. And we usually do Lautrec, we do Petrus, we do these like reprehensible characters that everyone wants to kill. And Andre was like, you know what, I'm feeling a little bit left out. I never get to participate in the runs, so he was like, I want to be put in. I want you to be able to include me in the run. So there was another NPC that we killed. He's another optional one, but the reason I leveled up to 25 endurance was because with the ring that NPC drops, we're able to actually fast roll when we're holding the Dragon Tooth now. So that's a huge help for the last two boss fights. In my PB, I would not kill him because it is a little bit slower to like kill him and then pick up the ring. So it makes it a little safer, but it's okay. We're gonna just roll that, and let me talk about slopes here in a second. We're gonna jump. I'm gonna do a plunge attack onto the slope. I'm gonna roll through the damage that I would have taken there. I'm gonna do the same thing one more time, because slopes in Dark Souls are very interesting to where if you like jump from a high point that where you would take enough fall damage to kill you, if you hit a slope, it actually kind of delays your death ever so slightly. Like you'll see the death animation happen, but your HP actually won't go down. And it's just, there's just a slight delay because of the slope. So when we do the plunging attack there, we're also able to control our character a little bit. So we kind of use the iframes that we get from the slope, as well as being able to control our character and roll and use the iframes that we get from the roll in order to avoid taking fall damage and do a fall damage cancel. So we're gonna fight Quelaag now, and it's just not too much to say about this fight. I'm gonna heal up all the way. So she's a spider monster and part human. If we hit the human part of her, she will stagger, but otherwise she will not. But luckily we're doing enough damage with the two. Oh boy, she's showing off her chat. She's showing off her chat. It's okay. Oh, she's really showing off. I'm gonna see if I can just run, let her do her thing. All these bosses are showing off. Chat, I hope everyone in GDQ chat's feeling pretty good. That the bosses like GDQ chat so much that they want to get their time in the spotlight here. We're gonna just roll and heal again. I was like, yeah, this is a nothing fight. We don't really have much to say about it, and then it's actually absolutely wiling out. But there she goes. She had her moment in the spotlight. I see some other Souls runners in the chat being like, oh my god. So that was Quelaag. And now we are ringing the second bell, so we're finally opening up Sen's Gate, but we've already been through Sen's Fortress, so more importantly, we're opening up Firelink Altar. And we can just use the Homeward Bone here. We don't actually have to dupe it, because after ringing this bell, we do get a free Homeward Bone. But now we're gonna go and see our buddy Andre. So let me, I'm gonna move swap again. Let's see. Not even able to do the fast move swaps. Alrighty, so first things we gotta do is we gotta talk to Petrus. And we just need to buy a couple of items off of him. He takes forever to talk to. It's always very stressful at the end of a run. You also have to say yes to him twice. So you have to move your confirmation from no to yes, and it's very annoying when you're on a PB pace and you're ready for the run to be over and you have to wait a little bit. So we just bought Homeward, and we bought a talisman, which we're going to use to wrong warp. So we have pretty much everything we need to beat the game. Don't worry about this guy. He doesn't matter. We're basically just using that to get to this area here, and we are setting the Lord Vessel as the bonfire that we are resting at. That is very important. We are also going to attune Homeward as a spell, and we're going to go to Undead Parish because we did meet the incentive to kill Andre, right?
We sure did.
Alrighty, so we wouldn't have seen him otherwise. He's excited. There's been a lot of showing off by the NPCs and the bosses in this run, so I'm going to see if he does his really funny attack. I'm going to see if he does his cool attack. We'll wait for him here. Yeah. Come on. Okay, no. He never wants to do this attack. He does like a, yeah, there it is. Okay, nice. He got his spotlight. He did his WWE drop kick move, and let's also pick up his hammer. Why not? So thank you so much for all the donations towards that. He wanted to be a part of the marathon. He wants to help AWN. He wants to help autistic women and non-binary networks. So that is great. Okay, so now we are going to get ready to do a Homeward Wrong Warp, which takes a lot of explaining, but I'm going to go ahead and try and use the talisman, and off of this animation, I'm going to queue up using the Fireball spell. And on the first frame after using Fireball, I am going to switch to Homeward, and I'm going to use the talisman again. And what happens there is we're actually able to... one second here. Okay. We're able to use Homeward even though we don't have the stats for it and we don't have like the ability to really use it. We're able to use it with the animation of Fireball. Again, that is why we start as Pyromancer, so that we can throw the Fireball spell. So we're basically using the animation of the Fireball, which is slightly faster than using Homeward. Anytime I've used a Homeward bone, you've seen me kind of like kneel down and and my character is just completely stationary. It's the same animation for using Homeward, the spell. And because it's a lot faster, I'm able to control my character and rest at the bonfire. So we rested at the Lord Vessel in Firelink Altar. And the game has it set as that being the last bonfire that we rested at. And while we were using Homeward to warp back there, we already started warping back to that location, and then we sit at another bonfire, and the game tries updating our last location, rested, and it doesn't know where to put us, so it just puts us in a default location of the last place our coordinates were. So, it just so happens for us that that is right at the start of the kiln of the first flame, so we don't have to kill the 4 Lord Soul enemies. We don't have to do any of the late game, and we can just come right to Gwyn, and this fight is very scary. Okay, so we're off to a good start. What you want to do here is roll through his first attack, attack him once to queue up a stagger on the first hit, and then we're going to take 2 steps, we're going to run, we're going to do that, and we're just going to keep trying to chain that. And it might look like this is pretty easy, but he has 1 attack that he can do to just kill me at any point. So it's very precise. And that is it for Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition. We're going to be calling time here in a second, but what was the ending that we got?
We'll be doing the Dark Lord ending. Thank you so much for voting, chat.
I love it. Of course, thank you so much, chat. We'll let the cutscene play here, and then we'll call time. We also, because Andre was such a homie and let us, join the marathon to help raise money, we're gonna carry his hammer into the ending cutscene here. And that fight might have looked easy, but it is very stressful. That went pretty well, aside from all the tech issues. And time is going to come up right as the credits start. And that is time.
GG's.
34 minutes, okay, underestimate. That's why we have that estimate. We factored in all the shenanigans that could happen. Thank you guys so much. This is such an important cause. It's one that is very close to me. My fiance Frostwad is an autistic woman, and I am so happy to be here. I myself am neurodivergent, neurodivergent. I have ADHD combined type with anxiety and depression. And I just am overjoyed that I get to use my skills, we'll call them, at playing Dark Souls to help such an important cause. Thank you so much, GDQ, for having me be a part of this. This was really great. And thank you, Anarchy and Satan, for putting this together. This is such an amazing event. It's been so much fun watching all weekend, and I'm just overjoyed.
Of course, we were so glad to have you, and thank you for that run. Despite all of the kind of shenanigans that went on, it was great. But before you go,
That's Dark Souls.
That is Dark Souls. But before you go, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitch at karlgerm. I'm also, all of my VODs are available on YouTube at karlgerm plays. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty. I'm on Blue Sky, karlgerm. But yeah, that's about it. I got another Dark Souls run coming up at MagFest in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be doing a Dark Souls randomizer, which will be really fun. If you thought that run was broken, I really break this game when I do a randomizer, so that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, and congrats on that run at MagFest, by the way.
Of course.
But thank